Tell me about, speaking of touring cars and Audi, in the 90s especially, those were some pretty incredible touring cars to drive, or at least to watch and be driven. What was it like for you getting to appreciate the technology of the cars?
Well, sometimes when I go in the museums, you know, and I see the cars I've been driving in the old days, it's scaring. I mean, the cars look older than me somehow, and the technology which is now implemented in the cars compared to what it was 20 years ago, it's unbelievable. But those cars were funny. They had more personality. You could they were less perfect, you know, twisting and stuff like that, but they had more character, more personality, and you could probably also kind of put your personality more personality of yours into driving. I'm not here telling you that you know, the good old days were better than nowadays, but racing was a lot of fun. And I don't want to say that people took it less serious, but there was more room for fun, for jokes. That's why I try all the time to keep my personality, and I think to be professional doesn't mean that you cannot have fun, you cannot have joy, you have to be serious. I mean, you know, look at Formula One. When you watch the press conference, the top three, they could be the third last, the second last, and the last by their face expression. I'm not like that.
Thankfully. So, Emanuele, you've won an incredible number of races at Le Mans. You've won an incredible number of races here as a part of Audi. Just in general, looking back, are there various wins you think of that have great meaning to you for different reasons?
Yes, in fact, the funny story is when I started racing, I won a single Formula championship promoted by Fiat. This was my first season. I was the youngest, I was the champion, and as a prize, the group Fiat Lancia gave me the opportunity to drive in Daytona 24 hours, which we actually won, and then in Le Mans. So I was a real junior. I went to Le Mans, you know, this temple of University of Motor Racing. It was unbelievable, and the race was a disaster. I only drove 1 hour, and I witnessed two fatalities, and people crashed on the straight without making a mistake. And you know, I knew that motor racing was dangerous, but I thought, you know, if you're careful, if you make a mistake, you pay for it, but if you're careful, you can survive. And these two people got killed just because the car broke down. For me, it was a great shock. I was driving and I was passing by this accident scene, and then my car broke down the next hour. And when I walked away from Le Mans, I looked back, I remember, with my teammate Beppe Gabbiani, and I swear to God, never again I'm coming to this place. This was a nightmare of a race. Then many years later, when Audi told me we're gonna Le Mans, the emotions were, I still have vivid in the memory all this bad time, and in fact, you know, as a probably theory of compensation, I got nothing but unbelievable experience, and Le Mans is my home ground. I know, I cannot say I know all the spectators, but I know a lot of people, and it's just great. It's just great, and now for me, Le Mans, it's I could go and live there.
I could too. You've had some incredible teammates that you've worked with while at Audi, still work with. Maybe tell me about some of them and the special relationships you've had, because this, as a group, although some of the names have changed, there's been a core of drivers that have done incredible things. Absolutely.
I think when you look at the record, Audi has won really a lot, and not always because the car was superior. For instance, this year, but one of the secrets of Audi, for me, it's continuity. We have been a group of people. We grew together for many years. Dindo, Capello, Frank Villa, later Tom Christensen, then Alan McNish, now Marco Werner. We are not juniors, but we are a very strong group, and we always kind of stimulated each other. I learned a lot from them, and hopefully they learned a little bit from me as well. But it's really, really important to be a team which is pulling the rope on the same on the same direction, because somewhere else I think people are pulling the rope from different directions, and then at the end of the day it doesn't work. So this has been a really important, one of the important reasons why we've been so successful. And also it's been very enjoyable, because you end up working, there is a lot of competition between me and the other drivers, but there is true friendship which is going to last beyond our motor racing careers. And I think I have to give credit to Dr. Ulrich. I mean, he was lucky because he chose the best drivers in the world, so there was no need to change. But no, being serious, continuity has been a very important thing for us.
So you're about to close one chapter in some way, but there are more chapters to come for sure. You must be able to look back with what you've done so far in the last 15 years with a lot of fondness. I mean, from what I see, it looks like it's been a great life for what you've done so far.
Well, life has been very generous to me, and being an optimistic, I have no reason to think that it's not going to be generous in the future. I just hope not to end my sports car career the same way as I ended my Formula 1 career, with a big punch on top of my helmet. You know, this was the Australian Grand Prix '91. It was very wet, miserable weather, and I did a very good race, and I knew it was my last race. And by accident, I hit Riccardo Patresi's Williams at full speed on the straight, just because I could see nothing, and he wasn't actually at full speed. So I hit him slightly, and obviously it was a scary moment. And then when we were at the Parc Fermé, Riccardo, who is obviously a very good friend, came to me and he punched me right on the helmet. So I was kind of enjoying, you know, this moment of stepping out of the car for the last time, and you know, a little bit of tears, emotional and everything. And here I have him punching my head. So I really hope nothing like this happened for my last race in sports cars.
Perfect. That's it. We're all done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.